Hello and welcome again to Chris's Caribbean Delights. Air fry a whole fish in the air fryer 360, the Emerald air fryer 360. Um, so it's simple. It's just a simple recipe. We just do a marinade, and we're gonna get that fish all seasoned up and let it rest for a while, and then we'll put it in that air fryer and we'll let it rip, and then we'll flip it and we'll be done. So for this wonderful marinade, I'm going to start by adding a teaspoon of onion powder. You get a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, okay, teaspoon of garlic powder. I put 2 teaspoons of paprika. I just love paprika. 2 teaspoons of paprika. The complete seasoning, my favorite, one of my favorites. Teaspoon of complete seasoning. Must have some heat, some cayenne pepper. I'll give it a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. There are several ways you can make this marinade. You can also use the fresh ingredients like bell peppers, onions, and stuff like that. And for the salt element, I'll just use a teaspoon of bullion powder. So that's enough. That's enough of the seasonings that you would want to put this marinade. Now I'm going to bring it all together with a little bit of sesame oil. Gives it a different flavor. About a tablespoon of sesame oil, and gives it that wonderful fragrance also. And we'll mix this all together. You need to, and you will also find that you'll need to keep the fish moist, so you want your marinade to be a little moist. So I would usually add like a tablespoon of olive oil in there, because when you rub it on the fish, that is going to keep it really moist. Yeah, so you're looking for a pasty consistency like this. So everything is in there, and you're getting that fragrance from the sesame, from the roasted sesame oil, from the roasted sesame seed. So let's put this all away, and we'll move to massaging our fish. This is the fish I'm going to use. I got this from the fishmonger. The head is removed. I'm not a favorite of the head, but you can use it with the head. Same process. And I put incisions in the skin, and that will help it to cook evenly, and it will help also the marinade to go through. So it's cleaned, washed, and you've dried, and everything else is well done, well prepared. We just need to get all the moisture out of it before you put your marinade on there. You don't want double moisture in there, so you put you take a lot of the moisture out, dry it out, wipe it with a paper towel, and you just proceed to place your marinade into the incisions that you've made, and rub it. Just make sure it gets in there, and get it all over the tail, the body of the fish, and just make sure it gets down into the incisions over here. Nice. And if you don't use all your marinade, you can always store it for another session. Okay, don't throw it out. That's good stuff. Just rub it all over here. Rub it all in. Go on the inside. Put some on the inside also. And just make sure it's all there. It's all, that every inch is covered and marinated. Okay. My puppies are seeing something outside. I don't know what. But, okay. So we'll just leave this to rest for a while so that the marinade can seep in there before we put it into the air fryer. So when I'm ready to put it into the air fryer, I'll be back. So here we are at the air fryer, Emerald 360 air fryer, and we're going to just set we're going to set up our air fry. It's on toaster now. We have to just cancel everything out. So we'll switch this to air fry. There we go, air fry. And it's at 390, but I want it at 400. Oh, we're going up 400. And to set the time, we set the time for 10 minutes at 400. And 10 minutes at 400. And then we'll flip and we'll do 7 minutes at 400. So let's get the fish in the air fryer. So here we are. The first part of our air frying is done. The one side of the fish is done. We had 10 minutes on one side, and we're going to have 6 or 7 minutes on the other side. So let's pull this out, and it's looking wonderful right now. Nice color. And we're going to flip this bad boy over on the other side. It's nice and tender. Let's do a flip here, and we'll just sprinkle some oil on that. A little bit of olive oil, just to keep it going and don't let it dry out. So now we're going to place this back in here. Are we going to do another 7 minutes? We're going to go for 7 minutes. Just let's clean this up before we close it. We'll close that. Okay, and then we'll go for 7. Where's the timer? 9, 8, 7. Go for 7 at 400 on the second side, on the other side. So when that's done, we'll be back to show you the finished product. Air frying a whole fish or a semi-whole fish in the air fryer 360. Emerald Agassiz air fryer 360. I'll be back. Over here, guys, I have put together something to go with my my air fried fish. It's kale. I'm stewing some kale with some red peppers, yellow peppers, and green peppers, and a little bit of hot sauce, hot peppers. So once this is done, we're gonna do the serve. We're gonna do the plating. The air fryer is still going with the fish. It's taking a little longer than I expected. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. The fried whole fish, and it was a red snapper. I didn't think I mentioned that. It was done in the air fryer 360, the Emerald Lagasse air fryer 360, and it was in there for about 20 minutes. You had to do it. I had to do 10 minutes on each side, and if you wanted a little crisper, you can add a little more time to it. But it's nice and juicy. It's nice and hot too. See how it's breaking apart there? It's nice and tender, and it's all done. Awesome. Awesome flavor. Get a little bit with the greens here. So guys, like, share, and subscribe. Let me raise the plate. Raise a plate. Raise a plate. Here you go. And it's nice and, as I said, nice and fluffy. And it's juicy and tender. Wonderful. And my kale just took maybe about 20 minutes. And it's nice and tender, it's nice and crunchy like I like it. So, like, share, subscribe. I hope you try this recipe. It's so easy. Any air fryer can do it. If you have, once you have an air fryer, you just do an air fryer, 10 minutes on each side of the fish, and you're good. If you like it a little more crispy, do maybe about 15 minutes on each side. Depending on how big your fish is, you add some time to it. But like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next clip. Thank you for watching Chris's Caribbean Delights. Bye.